I saw a video the other day of a guy presenting iPhone 14 Pro Max, I believe, to his girlfriend, and she rejected it, saying that she wanted an iPhone 15 Pro Max. My brother, you need to dump that girl without thinking twice. You must be a complete idiot to continue to be with a woman like that. In this particular video, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 mentalities that when you see in a woman, there are a lot of people, both men and women, but speaking specifically about women right now, there are a lot of women that have been brought up, I'm sorry to say, in a pretty terrible way. Whether it's by their family, whether it's by the environment they were exposed to, or is just by their own making. They have these 3 mentalities. I call them the 3 Ps. Guys, if you see any of these 3 mentalities, I'm telling you, you need to take for the heels. The honest truth is, a lot of women are going to exhibit this mentality at some point in their life, or to some degree they would have it. But I'm talking about these mentalities to the high degree where they live by it. They live and walk by it. Guys, this is dangerous for you as a man when you see any of these mentalities. Okay? I don't care how rich you are, how successful you think you are, how patient you think you are, how loving and understanding you think you are. You cannot afford to live with a woman who has these mentalities, especially if you want to be successful and have a successful dating life, a successful relationship life, or a successful marriage. The number 1 mentality that you must absolutely run from is the princess mentality. There are women out there who believe that the world revolves around them. That every single thing, every single decision, every single move, anything you do should be about them. They must be consulted. They must be featured. They believe that they exist in your life for benefit reasons, for taking reasons, not for investing reasons, not for giving back reasons. They believe their presence in your life is for you to take care of them. Their presence in your life is for you to invest in them. Their presence in your life is that they have come to enjoy. They have come to relax, my brother. They have come to chill. They have not come with anything. The ones who do not have anything in them, they don't know how to do anything domestic. There's nothing they can offer you other than just sit, eat, dwell, take, enjoy, possess, agitate you even sometimes, and that's it. The princess mentality, the girl who is extremely entitled. Like, I'm entitled to the world and I owe nobody nothing. I owe the world nothing. I just take, I just enjoy. How can you buy yourself a car? You didn't buy me a car. You're in trouble when you start dating a girl like this. How can you buy yourself an iPhone 15 Pro Max and you couldn't even buy me one? You're in trouble. I'm telling you, you're done for. You paid your rent. You didn't pay mine. There are women like this. You've not met them. That's why. You may not believe that they exist, but they do. They do. They are extremely entitled. It's due to poor upbringing. It's due to societal influence, the influence of social media and all that stuff that people are preaching out there. Is also due to the making of their own selves. It's probably also due to their dating history. Some of them had a man who was a complete simp, who would do anything for them, who is an oh yes man and would echo for them. Now they are no longer with that man, right? They still ended that relationship. That relationship did not exist. That's why they met you. And now you are their next target. If you meet a woman with a princess mentality, you must avoid her. They feel that you are the one to do everything for them. Even what their father didn't even do, what their father couldn't even do for them, they want you to do it. She will sap your life. She will take from you. You will go down the drain. I don't care how rich you are, except you're Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk. Maybe if you're in the higher millionaires. But a girl like this, she'll want you go on a trip, she'll want you to take every single thing on your head. I'm not saying you shouldn't. To a large extent, you should be the one to handle many of those things. Yes, but this girl is seeing it as an entitlement. That's a different space. You don't understand. Like, the things you do for a woman, the things you do for your girl, they're the privileges that come with her being with you. They are the privileges that are associated with that girl dating you. They are not mandatory. And if she doesn't appreciate it or see it that way, that's the princess mentality we're talking about. The woman who feels that that position affords her the mandatory, opportunity to enjoy every single thing that comes with being with you, and that is a must, as she's entitled to it. She doesn't to any degree appreciate it. You're supposed to do it, aren't you, a man? I saw a video the other day of a guy presenting iPhone 14 Pro Max, I believe, to his girlfriend, and she rejected it, saying that she wanted an iPhone 15 Pro Max. My brother, you need to dump that girl without thinking twice. You must be a complete idiot to continue to be with a woman like that. For you to go out of your way to purchase an iPhone, many of us, and this happening in Nigeria, many people in this Western world cannot afford that kind of phone. Everybody takes a phone on contract. People are still using iPhone 11 here, 12, Galaxy Note 10. People are still using that here. Somebody in Nigeria spent 1.2 million naira, which is what? More than $1,000, or maybe $800. I don't know, $900 Canadian. Spent that money to buy your girlfriend an iPhone 14 Pro Max that is just last year or 2 years ago, and she said no, she wants 15 Pro Max. My brother, there is no difference between 13 Pro Max, 14 Pro Max, and 15 Pro Max. I was on a 13 Pro Max, and there's no difference, but she wants it for the status. That's the princess mentality we're talking about. She wants it for the status, not for anything else, and she rejected it. Take it back. I want the 50. You need to dump a girl like that. She is not gonna bring anything to your life. Her mentality already is a complete red flag for you. There are good women out there still who can appreciate and contribute to your life. No woman should be entitled to the things you do for her. The second P, that's what I call them, is the petulant mentality. It's the mentality of an immature person, a child. When you meet and date a woman who still behaves like a baby, like a child, you are in deep shit trouble. It's not shown in age only. Some people are extremely young and they understand life. Some other people are much older, but their childish and babyish mentality will drive you nuts. You guys cannot converse and come to a proper conclusion about something. You will most likely notice that you start just giving up on having conversations with her because you're exhausted by the things you hear. It weakens your mind, especially if you're the kind of man who is already much more experienced with life. If you meet a girl who is immature, immaturity is due to lack of hardship in some areas of life. Immaturity is self-inflicted as well. Some people protect themselves against all odds. They don't want to ever expose themselves to things that may, throw them off, that may not be comfortable. This is how people keep themselves caged for years, and then they grow up being extremely immature. She will complain about anything and everything to you. Nothing would satisfy her soul or her heart. She's a grown woman, but is a child that is inside. And you always have problems with a woman like this. You always have issues with somebody like this. Somebody who you guys are not necessarily operating from the same space, especially for a continued period of time. I'm not speaking of people who are not always going to be on the same level. And even throughout dating or relationships, you're not always going to be on the same level. But if this is the level to which she operates in, like she's there, there's no coming out of it. And she's arrogant about it and insistent on it. This is where I stay. This is how I think. This is who I am. This is what I'll be to you. You're going to be in so much trouble with a petulant woman. There's exhibition of, inability to handle situations, things. Emotions are out of hand. Their head is fixated on one thing and one way of thinking. And there's no opportunity or room for anything else. It's my way. And they can't help but want their way. They can't help but think their way. My brother, you are dating a petulant woman. And you need to take off. When you see somebody like this, you can spot them from meeting them the first time. You can spot a woman who has this sort of trait, who is not open-minded, who is insisting on their way, who is childish, who, when they say something, when you start talking with them, maybe they are talking about celebrities. The next thing you see them talking about Taylor Swift. They are talking about Beyonce, Kanye West, Hollywood. They know the latest movie. They know this, but don't know anything about worldview. They don't know anything about geography. They don't know anything about finance. They don't know anything else. Their mind and their knowledge of things is very shallow. It's just on that level where you get exhausted. There's no deep reasoning of anything. I'm not saying you have to be critical of everything. There are some people who are open to learning, but I'm telling you that somebody like this goes beyond not just, there's no openness to learning. They accept themselves that is how they are. That is who I am. They brag and bask in it. Avoid a woman like this. My brother, avoid a woman like this. You're going to be in so much trouble. I'm telling you, you're going to be in so much trouble. The last mentality I'm going to talk to you about here is the woman who has a perfection mentality. A woman who is looking for the ideal man. The man who has it all. Oh, he's going to make 6 figures. Some people even said 7. I've had someone say 7 figures. Do you know what 7 figures is? It's $1 million, right? I don't know how many men make $1 million a year. The average man makes about $40,000 a year. And once you make that, you're already in the 1% richest men in the world. Do you know? Statistically, you making $50,000 a year already puts you in the 1% richest men in the world. Yet that woman is looking for a man who makes 7 figures, who is 6 feet tall, is handsome, who dresses well, who speaks nicely, who has fleets of cars, who is the perfect gentleman. She's looking for a man who is whole. Ideal. I just want the ideal man. She wants the perfect man. He doesn't exist. The perfect man doesn't exist. The same way the perfect woman does not exist. Guys, if a woman from the onset, you meeting her, you notice that this person is looking for the perfect man and you know you're not. Most likely you're not. Then this is going to be a huge problem because she will find any reason to complain of something. There's no perfect man. And any woman who is living in that illusion, in that headspace, a man is always going to come short in one way or the other. So is a woman. There are some things that are always going to be a weakness for somebody. Nobody has it all perfected out. What matters is your ability to get better and improve and be a better person. There's nobody that has it all figured out. You will see like some people talk about their deal breakers. If a woman disrespects me, I'm out. My deal breaker. If a man sleeps with another woman, I'm out. My deal breaker. Somebody in some way may come short in something. The only way I believe people have or should have deal breakers is when somebody leaves in something. When somebody leaves by something. Like they live in it. They dwell in it. It's like the last video I haven't talked about where I said something about the Bible identifying that a righteous man would fall. But what matters is that you rise. Righteousness is upright. But the Bible telling you that you will fall is sin. Fall is sin. So a good man, an upstanding man, a righteous man, a near perfect man, whatever you want to call it, will fall. You will come short in one way or the other. You can never be perfect. And if any woman expects perfection from you and doesn't see you or treat you as human, you need to know how to proceed with that relationship. Anybody who pedestalizes you and holds you here in high esteem, in high regard. Be careful of that kind of relationship. Be careful because you may fall and then the whole thing goes to shambles. You may continue to live by that. Oh, this is how they see me. I got to remain sanctimonious. I got to remain holy. I got to remain upright. One day you will fall. There's no perfect man. And if you see a woman who is living in this illusion, she's probably 35. 37. The ones who realize it earlier are already like settled in their homes and working it out with their partner. Working it out, improving. They're investing their time and themselves in working it out with their partner, in trying to make things better, in trying to improve, learning, growing together. That's what matters. But if somebody is wants you to be perfect, ideal, I've met the ideal man, I'm in love. She may not really be that in love with you. She's in love with the idealness of you. And one day when you fall, trouble. Guys, I don't know how else to keep explaining this. I give you 3 P's, 3 mentalities that when you see, take off from that woman. I hope I see more of you. My name is Ike. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And I hope you stay around and just keep watching our videos. If you like the video, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.